Okay guys, welcome to another of our tutorial video, and today we'll be discussing about the constructors. Okay, the constructors are they are extensions in the activities of classes. Okay, they are the things we can also do using all the things we have been doing under classes. So today I'm going to briefly explain to you what the constructors are. But before that, let me also let you know that here you can also really write the attribute of this particular code. Let's say def code, let's say leads, right? So you can also print leads. Okay, so what I'm trying to say in essence is that you can also write the attribute of this particular class, even though it has inherited the attribute of this other one. Its own specific attribute can also be accessed. So when you go for the run, like we've done here, okay, this is the one for here. So let me use this for the explanation. If you hit this button here, if you hit the full stop button or the dot method I told you about on how to access the attribute, you can see that it has walk, it has run, it also has blitz. Okay, so this is its peculiar attribute. So you can also access its peculiar attribute at that of the class it has inherited. Okay, so that is that about that. So I'm going to be taking this off. Okay, so I'm going to use this human being class to illustrate to you what I am actually talking about when I mention the constructors. Okay, as you know, a human being always has a name. A human being also has other attributes or other information like the age, the name. Okay, so that brings us to what we know as the constructor. So for us to access the constructor function under the class, we'll define that using this special keyword init underscore. Okay, so this is how to use the constructor. Now we are actually going to use a parameter here because we are talking about human beings. So we'll have a name, I'll have an age. Okay, so since we have been able to define a parameter, we'll need to explain that. So we'll say self dot name to be equal to name. Okay, so self dot age to be equal to age. Okay, so we've been able to activate these parameters so we can make use of them when we want to run our class function. Okay, so here here you have all the other function you have here, we have here. So for us to be able to call our class, like you know, can use any word. Now in this case, now it is obvious that we have been able to create a parameter which will require some arguments. Okay, so here we have Samuel and let's say 30. Okay, so when we call our function, as we all know, you can access every other. When we call our class, you can access all the attributes under it, like the run, the age, the work, the name. Okay, so when you select this name now and assign it to any other name, that is what it's going to be. printed out. Okay, so let's run with this. It's not active right now, so let's not waste time. So when you run this, you're going to have your run display. Okay, so when you have name.work, going to have your work display. Okay, okay, so this is actually what we call the constructor. They are used to access the parameters, or they are used to actually provide spaces for the parameters, so we can actually use an argument here. Okay, so that is that about that. Then the next thing I also want to show you is in this name aspect. Okay, so we can have name dot name dot. Okay, I think I'm seeing the reason why having this here. Okay, so let's make it name 1. Make it name 1 here. Make it name 1 here. So it's going to be different from this name we are actually using here. Okay, so it seems I was using 2 names to assign to different values, or to access to different values. So here I have name here, also have it here. So what I'm going to do here now is, since I'm using the name here, I want to access the name in the first one. Name.name. This I can assign it to let's say Samuel. And when I print this, name dot this, I'm going to have, okay, let me change the name rather, sorry, let me change the name. Okay, let's say John, so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so you can see now that since I changed the name to initially the name here is Samuel, but I can actually change the name using this particular syntax, because the name is, where is the name? The name here is Samuel, and it literally has nothing to do with whatsoever name I can create using the dot method I've been able to access using the dot method and this init function. Okay, so here I can assign any other name, I can assign any other age to my variables, and I will have the latest one printed out, like you can see in this case. Okay, so this is what we call the constructor, and they are used to assign parameters on the class, so we can actually have an argument as well. Okay, so that is that about that. I hope you have enjoyed this class. Take care.